So right now we're getting lots of yummy junk in there. Hey, Anton here from GT Canada. As you know, if you watched my other video about going to the wrecker, you know that my daughter had split her upper rad hose on her car, and so it turned out the reason for that was she got some junk in there. It looks like she got some oil in it, and I think that was because she's young and she just got mixed up where the oil goes and where the coolant goes. So it turned into this really nasty foam, and I'm trying to get that foam out now. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing to get it out and how you can clean your coolant system, whether it's oil in there or any other kind of contaminant. This will show you how to do that. So some important things to note while you're doing this on your car is you want to make sure that it's on a level surface. So the cars are designed to naturally have bubbles and contaminants come up to your radiator. So when it's coming up to the radiator, that allows you to collect it and get it clean with that solution that you're running through there. If you've got it on a hill, then all that junk's going to collect up in the back of the engine. It might come up to the front, but really you want to be on a flat surface as much as possible. That's really going to get it as clean as you can. The other thing to know, if you're planning to replace your reservoir, do it after. Do it after this whole thing. So wait until it's running clean, then take the old dirty one off, put the new one on, and then charge the system back up. So you're just going to contaminate the new one if you do it prior to that, and you really don't want to go there. So change it after all that's done. It's also a good time to inspect your hoses and all that, because the hoses will actually react really badly to oil residue, and that's what actually caused this engine to have the coolant line split in the first place. That contaminant just made the hose balloon up and then it just popped. So that was the first indicator something was wrong. And then obviously the black goop or the brown goop that came out after was another indicator that something's not quite right, obviously. So to start out with, you need to get all the other junk out. So whatever's in there, you got to get out. So you're going to be looking for some sort of a drain line on your radiator down there. So it'll be at the bottom. If you don't have a drain line, then which I couldn't find for this car, I just took the lower rad hose off. So I took it off, dumped all the junk out, whatever would come out after the car's warm, and then I put that hose back on, the lower radiator hose down there. And then what I've done is just used a regular garden hose and filled this reservoir back up. Now you can see this is already breaking down that junk. You see that sludgy nastiness? Yummy, right? So we want to get all that out of there. So what I've done, I filled it up with regular water first, got it up to operating temperature, and then once it was at operating temperature, then I drained it all out again, and then I went to my local Walmart and I got powdered dishwasher detergent. You want to make sure that it is dishwasher detergent and not dishwashing detergent. So dishwasher, that stuff there, that's the stuff that you put in your dishwasher, not the stuff you use to hand wash your dishes in your sink. And there's a big difference between those, and the difference is the dishwasher detergent is a very low sud detergent, so it won't bubble up a whole lot, but what it does do, it'll break down the oils and everything that would be inside this system. So right now we're getting lots of yummy junk in there. Now normally what you're going to want to do, you should do this out on an area where you can collect it so that it's not running down the street into the drain of your sewer system or whatever and contaminating your regular water supply. And I'm going to do this a number of times. So I filled the whole thing, or I emptied the whole thing out, and then once the system was empty, I dumped a lot of this in to the system and then added the water so that it would mix and really get in there. So right now I'm just waiting for the system to get warm and up to full operating temperature. Then what I'm going to do is actually dump it out again and then fill it back up, run it, and then dump it out and fill it up and run it. So with that mixture in, you want to make sure you run it until the temperature comes up. So I'm going to run it up to about 2500 RPM, which you can see right over here, about 2500. It doesn't really matter, you can put it whatever you want, 2500, 3000, go to 5000 if you feel like it. You just want to get that water circulating, and you need to make sure that that coolant temperature goes high enough that your thermostat actually opens up. So right now at that temperature, the thermostat will not be open, which means it's only circulating whatever's in the engine right now, and that's it. So a lot of that soapy solution that you saw us suck into the engine, that won't actually be in the engine right now. That's going to be just in the radiator. So you got to run the revs high enough until that temperature comes up. You also want to make sure that your climate control is on full heat and on defrost and full fan. And what that's going to do is make sure that that flap, that mixer valve, is all the way open. When it's all the way open, that means you're going to get all of that soapy solution through every part of that coolant system so that it's really doing maximum cleaning. So now you can see our temperature is really coming up now. So right about now is when the thermostat should be opening. Your car will be different. Usually it'll get to close to that line or just below it. So I happen to know that this one opens right about there where that's at. But you definitely got to get it that hot and then run it for a while. You want to still keep the revs up and let that soapy solution get bubbly and agitated through all the all that messy slimy junk that you've got. And it's probably gonna need to be done 2 or 3 times, maybe even more, until it is fully cleaned out. So this is an old car. I don't know how far I'm gonna actually go till, but I do want to go until it's a lot cleaner than that. That is really nasty still. So at least now it's a low viscosity system, so most of it should run out. Before it was a really thick goo. If you look down in here, you can see some of the residue of that goo. It's very sticky and very nasty, but the regular oil system on here is still fine. So it's somehow she just added oil into here rather than into here. So it's easy enough mistake to make, but it shouldn't cost you too much to fix this yourself. So this is already looking a whole lot cleaner. I'm thinking this is probably the last one that we'll need to do. So use the laundry soap to get it clean. Run as many cycles as you need to. If it takes 3 or 4 or 5 a whole day, just plan to take a long time. You want to make sure you get the system really good and clean before you're trying to fill it back up with new coolant. So that's all you need to know to get it on the system, get it back on the road. Know that each car is different as far as where the high point is. So the best thing to do is look up your car online, find out what the procedure is for burping the air out of the system, and that's where you're going to be wanting to add your detergent solution to get it really nice and clean. Hey, thanks for watching another GT Canada video. We got lots of great stuff in store, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay up to date on all the latest stuff as we upload it. Comment below and watch the next video.